Sure it's good. Sure it's good. La 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 la. Hmm. Yeah, that seems about right. Let's set it at a nice, maybe 10. Is this even moving? Okay, weird. Alright, well, while we wait until the load, well, I guess I should probably check how this looks. Oh, yeah, looks nice. Okay, welcome everybody to a lovely Captain's Mode game featuring a really exquisite gaming team versus Vaccinations cause autism. What a horrible team name. uh, anyway, this is the probably sick with a stomach virus cast, as I've been not feeling too great at all. But you know what? You gotta go into every cast with a little bit of a happiness and enthusiasm and good stuff. So we're gonna have Reg drafting for really exquisite gaming team, aka Regged, and Hankinator drafting for VCA. Invoker Band gonna come out, and with Timpura being on VCA, that's not surprise. Strong hero, strong player on the hero, and it's just going to get taken out. Interestingly, Juggernaut will be the first ban from VCA. Not sure if there's anyone that really likes that hero on the other these team names are awful. Like, I know I've complained before about not picking teams, but oh my goodness. Ember Sphere are going to be the second ban for REG. T for Regged. There's no way to say that good. This cast is already down the crapper, but you know what? Whatever. Gonna have ourselves a good time watching other people play video games. Second ban, Radiant folks thinking it through. VCA taking out the silencer. Kind of, I see that hero get banned a lot without much purpose. Now, if they go into some super sick draft that later along the line I'll be like, wow, a silencer would have been really good for the other team, I can understand it, but I don't really think silencer is a first phase pick kind of hero. At least not in his current iteration. And indeed, REGT will go in with the first pick, Vengeful Spirit, and never a darn thing wrong with that. Most likely going to be in the hard support role. Of course, versatile hero, and that when you pick it, you're not locked into a current role. You can send her farming the safe lane as well. Although, given the length that these games usually go, probably not, since that is not the best scaling hero. Tidehunter going to be the first pick for VCA, and I think that's a pretty safe pick, along with the Witch Doctor. Yeah, just going right in with the team fight here. You can see their priorities right off the bat. Land a Ravage, land a Death Ward, and even if they don't pick... okay, I guess that's where the Silencer would really hurt the Witch Doctor in particular, not so much the Tidehunter. Harder to react to that. But yeah, going in with the first pick, Witch Doctor, after countering the Silencer, very nice choice. Well thought through. And with those two picks, even if there's no team fight of the remaining three heroes, they've already got themselves a pretty strong position. So REGT going to go in with the Disruptor, another support, locking in both their supports early. Nothing wrong with doing that, I think. Disruptor's, I think, an extremely underrated hero, and I really like that against the Witch Doctor right away. Gives them two options for interrupting that. What's this thing called? Death Ward. Yeah. Interrupting that Death Ward, and more options is always better. Of course, with the Vengeful Spirit first pick, a long-range swap is also a possibility, but we'll have to see how the game develops. REGT goes in for two more bans, and with VCA already locking in those team fight heroes, REGT going to take out the Gyrocopter to eliminate that safe lane hero that has that potential to contribute to this team fight lineup, which VCA has already started building. Another hero that could fill that role is Luna, and with Reg on that team, I know Reg likes the hero, Hankinator also likes the hero, and I've seen it pop up time to time in these in-house games, so wouldn't surprise me to see the Luna get banned as well, because after that, the amount of safe lane heroes that can contribute significantly to a team fight, in the early game at least, dwindles dramatically. VCA going to go in with the third ban on the Spectre, and yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. It seems like more of a hero that VCA would look to pick up themselves, but I guess if they're thinking, okay, we're not going to pick up a Spectre here, we don't want them to have it. And yeah, there you go. RGT go and ban the Luna. Take out the Luna and the Gyro and the safe lane options for a strong teamfight contributing hero. Go down the drain. But this Spectre ban is, honestly, this hero was like almost never seen in competitive, never seen in our in-houses or pubs or anything. And then all of a sudden, a little bit after this new patch, I'd say this hero saw a big resurgence, and I'm not really sure why. I don't think the hero got any significant buffs or nerfs. This is just a bit of a mystery to me, but I guess you could say it's one that fits the meta, possibly stronger than an anti-mage, because you can do the whole farm the map effectively thing, and then when a fight happens, just join in, bam. Join you on the Tidehunter Ravage and the Witch Doctor Ultimate. And Ursa is going to be the fourth ban for VCA. I don't know. I don't think Ursa's that great of a hero, honestly. But if they want to ban it, maybe they've got some master plan that requires an Ursa to be banned. But I can't think of it. So both teams sitting on a lot of reserve time. So picking their heroes pretty quickly. VCA starting to eat into that reserve time now. Probably locked in with a support and an offlaner. We'll see if they go in for another support or maybe one of their main farming cores. And against the Vengeful Spirit and the Disruptor, well, BKB hero is the first thing I think of against Disruptor. Oh boy, they're going real hard on this team fight. Venomancer are going to be the third pickup for VCA. Honestly, it's kind of... I'm not sure what position they're going to run this in. I tend towards support. I think Venomancer is actually a very good hero with farm, and an okay hero without farm. I mean, really... Okay, this does do a disgusting amount of damage in the late game, once you get the levels, but if you put him in a support position, there's no guarantee he gets them. And with Tidehunter already taking off that off lane spot, I don't think you can put Veno safe lane. Maybe a mid Veno. But again... probably going to lock themselves into this support. I think REGT here really just want to go in for some BKB carrying safe laner. Or a mid laner, of course. Heroes that fit that bill that are popular right now? Well, the Juggernaut's been banned out. That's a ever popular hero. But I mean, something like a Sven here. Because, like, if the Sven pops BKB, there's not really anything these three heroes can do already. So I'm not sure if they want to pick that up quite yet, but something like that, something that's beefy and has BKB, or doesn't get harmed that much by buying BKB. Phantom Assassin also comes to mind, although, according to our great stats man, that hero has an atrocious win rate in these in-houses. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that hero passed on entirely. About 30 seconds of reserve time remaining for REGT. Really trying to think through this pick, although might leave them in an unfortunate situation later where they have to rush a pick, and they're going to go in with the Queen of Pain. I don't see anything wrong. Honestly, I think anytime you pick a Queen of Pain, it's going to be a decent pick, especially if you've got a player, which I'm pretty sure is going to be minTea, who knows the hero. Just stick her mid. She'll do fine in lane. She can get kills early. She scales decent in the late game. There's more specialized options, but if you just want a hero that can reliably do good in the mid lane, I think Queen of Pain is a very solid choice. VCA here. I mean, now that they've got a Queen of Pain for RGT, it makes me think that they might go into a Viper mid. Just because that's a hero that does very well against the Quap. Basically, Dagger Harass ends up hurting the Quap almost as much as it does the Viper. with the heal inherent from the Witch Doctor and the strong team fighting makes me, and of course the slows coming out from the Veno, which would allow the Viper to right click more. I think it could be a solid pick. And of course, whenever you think Viper, you think Razor as well, because those heroes are basically the same thing. Go mid, buy mech, stay alive, and do stuff. But yeah, given that they have that co-op, they're gonna need an equally strong mid lane. You can't afford to get away with anything weak. So yeah, 30 seconds reserve time for them, burning through it quite quick, not really having a full plan, and VCA go in with the Phantom Assassin, most likely going to be the Timpura hero over the bunch, and the BKB, I mean, okay, I'm pretty much assuming this PA will go with BKB at some point. The BKB piercing abilities are the Vengeful Spirit Swap and the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave. Which is already decent in and of itself, but the thing is, REGT don't have an MKB. I mean, Quap can go MKB, it's okay, but if the PA ever jumps her, it's just over. And honestly, I mean, I don't think PA is a great hero, but evasion in general is very strong, just because MKB is not a great item. So anytime you have to go MKB, you can't like tank up with the Sanjin Yasha, or you might have to skip something. So I don't know, but anyway, REGT go in with the Faceless Void. If I had to guess, I'd say this would be their off lane. I've had a build that I've been theory crafting for a safe lane Void for a while now, and I haven't got the chance to test it out, which I think is going to be really good. I gotta keep it a secret for now. So anyway, Faceless Void, 4th pick, REGT, sitting on about 20 seconds of reserve time for both teams. Last ban for VCA. I'd have to guess REGT are looking to pick up another to pick up their safe lane hero. So heroes in the pool, which could potentially, you know, now that I'm looking at it, the combination play potential of the Disruptor and the Faceless Void is actually one of the best ways to shut down a Tidehunter, because normally he's got this Kraken Shell, which just remove it, but if he's silenced by the Disruptor or in a Chrono, it doesn't make a difference. So already quite a strong hero, I think REGT. And VCA will go out and ban out the Sven, but given that the Faceless Void's been picked up, I think they may be leaning towards a ranged safe laner so they can get the most out of the Chrono and not just have someone sitting on the side watching all the fun inside the Chrono. Last ban for RGT going to be the Necrophos, and I think VCA's last pick will be a mid hero, so that's a fair choice. A mid mech carrying hero like Necrophos is gonna anything that contributes to that team fight. 20 seconds left, and they're going to go with the Pudge. Now you see this? I did not see that one coming. I did not see that one coming. I have no idea what hero is going to be mid. Could be Veno, could be Pudge. Most likely Pudge. Will Pudge is honestly fine as a roaming hero. We'll have to see how they who chooses what. This is going to be an interesting draft coming out of VCA. RAGT got one last hero. Wow, really like the Pudge against this combo. The Disruptor and the Faceless Void. Pudge is great against all of those. Really like that pick, actually. Not sure what position we played in. An Anti-Mage, the last pick for RAGT. Oh, isn't that something? These last picks really surprised me for both teams. I didn't really think that REGT were looking to bunker down and farm. I think their strength is in those engagements where they have their ults up, where they can just shut down VCA. I mean, the split push of, oh my god, of VCA is not great at all. But anyway, we're getting into the game here. We're having ourselves a good time, and I just realized this whole time I did not have my headphones in, so let me pop these suckers on my head. And hopefully the echoing was not too bad during the draft phase. Okay. Alright. Good stuff. Let's set us up here with some last hits, and we're going to have ourselves a game. Okay. So, playing for this time on VCA is going to be COTE, playing the Tidehunter, Mom Spaghetti on the Venomancer, Timpura on the Pudge, Hankinator on the Phantom Assassin, and finally, hiding in base, it's PinoSmash on the Witch Doctor. And playing for REGT, really exquisite gaming team. I don't remember if that's what it stands for. It's going to be minTea on the Queen of Pain, Mousecop on the Vengeful Spirit, Tickle This on the Disruptor, FamiliaTwin picking up the Anti-Mage, and finally it's going to be Reg playing that off-lane Faceless Void. Looks like top rune's going to be a point of contention as Reg's going to take bottom uncontested. Hankinator kind of in position, but it's really going to be that hook from Timpura we're looking out for, although he doesn't care. He's just running right in there. And actually, REGT hero is going to end up zoning out. Ooh, Cast going to come through. Bounty rune will be claimed by minTea, but there's already a brawl happening. FamiliaTwin going to blink out. Mousecop looks like he's going to be first to fall, though. Well, maybe he's getting outside of range of the rot, but no, the right clicks come through from Mama Spaghetti. The fear of 5 heroes strikes him. Tickle This starting to take damage. Can minTea Fresh get the kill on Tim? Ooh, he'll get a nice return. Tickle This does have the barrier up. He can try to use it to zone himself out, and indeed he will. Hankinator with the dagger, probably not going to be able to catch him out. And VCA hero still sticking around in this area. Quap going to end up blinking out to mid. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade favoring VCA because they did grab that first blood. But this is going to give Reg basically a wave or two of free last hitting, so definitely good for him. Not sure how strong new Faceless Void is in the off lane, but I'm sure getting an extra level or two up on him is going to be nothing but good. Meantime, we're going to have a quick pause come out here, so we'd like to thank our official sponsors as minTea is disconnected. 100% orange juice, 99% rage, 1% orange juice. So anyway, let's check out some starting item builds. What kind of silly things did all our friends start with here? Hankinator going to go in with the early Quelling Blade. And the Fairy Fire too. It looks like he's going to the offlane. There's some shenanigans afoot. I don't really know how valuable the Quelling Blade start is on the Hankinator. We'll have to see. Mom Spaghetti going to go into the Mango. He's already used this first Gale, and that's really the biggest problem with Venomancer. He's just got, like, he uses the spell once, and then you're just, like, sad. You can't do it again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, that's, okay, Reg's also picked up a Mango, and I guess that's a little more sensible, but honestly, if you're a support, I just think a Clarity is going to be better most of the time. The 1 HP regen doesn't really amount to too much, and I think just that mana over time is going to be a lot more valuable. But anyway, not to criticize this too much, Tim's gone in with only a salve and 2 gauntlets, perhaps looking to go into an early bottle. I don't know if he got the first blood or not. Have to keep an eye on that. Other than that, not too surprising. Some smoke actually already on Tickle This, and he has had to run back to base though. Yeah, we'll just have to watch and see if there's any early rotations that come out. Would be a bit surprised though. I think people tend to sit in their lanes until they get some levels before they start making the movements around the map. So our mid matchup here is going to be minTea versus Timpura. minTea obviously favored in this lane. Tim actually doesn't have hook yet, so minTea has nothing to be afraid of. And indeed, with the points in the Shadow Strike, it's going to make it hard for Timpura to stay in this lane. All those 2 salves will help. And it looks like VCA will run the aggressive tri-lane here with PinoSmash, Bomb Spaghetti, and Hankinator. Going to be putting that pressure on the FamiliaTwin, hopefully preventing him from farming. And it looks like Timpura has gone aggressive on the minTea. minTea does not have the blink, and Timpura will get a nice kill with that level 2 hook. Back on the top lane, we're going to have Mousecop and FamiliaTwin duking it out. Actually, not really. Just kind of some harass being thrown back and forth as Tickle This rotates back into the lane. Timpura, minTea's going to go aggressively, actually. This might be... Oh, Timpura doesn't have the mana for the hook, though. Can't really pressure minTea. Tickle This rotating back into the lane. We'll see if they try to jump him, but I think they're just going to let him rotate in happily. And yeah, I think this is really the best way to deal with an anti-mage. Phantom Assassin, just a much stronger laning hero. So put it against the anti-mage, harass him. And the tri-lane from REG is okay, but not great. The only Vengeful Spirit's great. Tickle This is going to need some levels before he really starts getting effective. And finally, it's going to be COTE solo off lane against Reg on the Faceless Void. And I think, well, obviously when you think a melee hero against a Tide, you're going to think Tide's going to come out on top. But I think Reg's going to already looking himself a pretty good position in last hits, and I think he's actually going to get a lot of farm, which will hopefully buy the space for FamiliaTwin to catch up later, because this lane is not going great for him. Mousecop getting harassed by Hankinator and Mount Spaghetti, but they're not able to commit to a full dive. PinoSmash does have the coconuts up, but with too many creeps on their tower, they're not quite ready to go. Mom Spaghetti position really aggressive. We're going to get the Gale on to take all this. FamiliaTwin actually doesn't have the mana break, so he can't really do too much damage. Coconut bouncing back and forth. Hankinator going to blink out. FamiliaTwin going to blink aggressively, but one right click is not enough to finish it. Tickle this starting to run away. Probably not going to be able to die to the poison damage. Hankinator going to throw the dagger onto FamiliaTwin. And again, it's going to be no kills going the way of either team. Just a bunch of mana being wasted. Mousecop going to have a stun up pretty soon and does have a clarity so he can power back up, but Tickle this going to have to run all the way back, and this is going to really hurt him in levels. It will help the other heroes get their levels, but again, just a very weak lane that they're not able to do much, and this anti-mage's farm is going to suffer. In the bottom lane, looks like COTE not having quite as good of a time as Reg. Wow! 79 base damage with just a poor man's shield and a fairy fire. That's pretty strong. Yeah, I think Reg's going to have absolutely no problem in this lane. COTE will be able to harass him, but Reg just going to be able to keep farming, and I think his early game farm and levels is going to be very important for this team to find their footing in the game. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, going to be about even, with the exception of the one kill that Timpura managed to claim earlier. He's got his bottle and boots. minTea actually just sitting on the bottle, can afford the boots, but not hasn't quite picked them up yet. Timpura with the arcane rune, rotating back to mid. Let's see if he goes for a big hook. Although, as with minTea having a blink up, he's going to blink. Timpura going to throw the hook, but it's not going to be in the right spot. Not going to hurt him too much, though, because he has popped that arcane rune. And now minTea actually going to start to turn the harass around, but with Timpura having hook up in just 1 second, thanks to that arcane rune, he's going to be in a pretty good spot. Meanwhile, where has my Tickle gone? There he is. He's rotated to the mid lane. Not really much he can do, though, with him just being level 1. He could throw down the kinetic field, but really, that's not going to help minTea all that much, honestly. So let's just keep an eye on the top lane, because I think, nope, FamiliaTwin actually going to blink out of the first sign of danger, and Tickle this is smoked, but like I said, with him just having level 1, and I don't know if Tim saw that or not, he didn't ping it out, he was actually on the low ground, so he's going to come out fine. And meanwhile, PinoSmash rotating around, planning a ward in the jungle, immediately going to spot Tickle this with it, actually. And Tickle this just going to rotate back to top. Let's take a quick peek at the hero levels, as indeed Tickle this at level 1, not doing so hot. Following next to him, PinoSmash level 2. And actually, in the top lane, Mousecop going to go down, but FamiliaTwin did manage to pick up a kill on Mom Spaghetti, but it looks like he himself will fall. Blink coming up on cooldown in 2 seconds, but he's already starting to take that Maledict damage. Going to blink out, probably going to be okay. Hankinator going to take a little bit of damage from the tower, and that's all that's going to come out of that. But you can see that some of these supports here are really starting to hurt on the levels. And FamiliaTwin, despite not having the best of last hits, obviously 11 at 5 minutes is quite far from ideal. He is picking up the levels, and I think, like I said, it's going to come down to when Reg comes online. I say that he's taking a ton of damage from COTE. Doesn't have... Oh, COTE going to pop the Ravage and secure the kill. Oh dear, that's not what you want. That's... not good. Not good at all. 1v1 against a Tidehunter if you're a melee hero. Not strong. Not strong. minTea gonna rotate for bottom rune. Mom Spaghetti's actually already picked up the invis. We'll see if he wraps around. But minTea is going to be sad because he doesn't have a rune. Top rune was also claimed by Tim, I assume, when he used the bottle charges right away. Tickle this. Back in the top lane with FamiliaTwin and Mousecop behind him. Now that Mom Spaghetti's starting to move, their lanes become a little bit weaker, but they've already established themselves a pretty good spot right off the bat. So now minTea going to throw some harass on a Timpura, going to blink away, and nothing going to happen. Meanwhile, it looks like PinoSmash and Hankinator are going to find out Mousecop. FamiliaTwin blinking aggressively. Now that he's got the mana break, PinoSmash is going to go down very quickly with the combined nukes of Tickle and Mousecop. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Reg started out okay, all of a sudden not doing so well. Yeah, he loses half of his damage whenever Tide uses that Anchor Smash. And that's going to make it really hard for Reg to get any solo kills on COTE when he's got that on him. Mom Spaghetti has rotated in, but with the max level leap from Reg, he's going to be a-okay from pretty much any situation that comes his way, especially with COTE not having the Ravage. But bam, leaps out, didn't even get hit by the Gale. OS Frog. Something like that. Okay, in the mid lane, minTea picked up this Null Talisman. Tim going aggressively, doesn't have the mana for a hook though, but quite tanky enough so he can survive minTea's harass. Doesn't have a hook for quite a bit. Does have a Dismember though, so minTea has to be a little careful. Ooh, gonna throw out the old Timpura, dropping low. One right click from dead. Oh, and with the tick from the Shadow Dagger. Shadow Dagger? Shadow Strike? Hello.
Sorry, I was shoveling.
That's okay, I'm casting an in-house.
Nice. I'm trying to watch it now if it ever loads.
Alright, looks like Monster Spaghetti. Ooh! He did. COTE, will he be next to fall? Mousecop doesn't have a stun, no stick charges. Reg gonna pop the mango, but I don't think that's gonna help. Yeah, he was like, oh, I didn't realize we had extra people, I didn't want to play. I was like, dang it, Peter.
Oh well, I see his proness. I wanna watch.
Second time dilation max. I don't know if time dilation is better to max over the time lock, honestly. I feel like you just have no damage if you don't put points into time lock. But we'll see. Maybe he's relying on other heroes to do the damage and trying to be one of those fancy utility voids. So minTea going to be rotating into the jungle with the double damage. Going to find Mom Spaghetti. Going to blink for no real reason. Going to get slowed by the Gale, but minTea with his double damage going to easily be able to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Reg, oh, going to get hooked by Timp. Going to leap out and cancel all the damage immediately. minTea, though, blink coming off cooldown in 2 seconds, but Timpura, he's got the ult. He's holding minTea in place. He's going to get the immediate hook. No, he's going to blink away. Timpura, he's bottle charging for the hook. Can he get it? Come on, baby. You know you want it. Hook. Oh, minTea runs the other way, though. He's going to come out fine. Meanwhile, let's check in on the top lane. FamiliaTwin starting to pick up the last hits. Has actually put a lot of points into Spell Shield. And given them, there's not that much magic damage in the lane right now. I don't know if that's really worth it, but we'll keep him rather not in danger of taking a lot of magic damage. Meanwhile, Reg starting to take a lot of harass. Looks like he's going to go in for the Midas. COTE going to pop the ult here, actually, with the Aggro Smash. One more right click. No, Reg's going to leap out just in time. And unfortunately, going to be a wasted ult from COTE. Going to be a wasted time dilation from Reg. Mousecop coming in. Trying to get a kill on COTE. I think he's a little bit too tanky, though. And I got hiccups. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, so a lot of spells being thrown and not a lot of... Well, not some kills happening, but not that many. Is Timpura sitting in the mid lane? Is he getting an item delivered to him? And he's going to go into that urn. And there's going to be a 2-man rotation up the top, probably to gank that FamiliaTwin. minTea has rotated in with a haste rune, though. Probably going to catch the rotation. No, he's rotating around. Going to find PinoSmash in the trees, but it could be a disaster. Hook in from Timpura. Ults onto minTea, and he will go down, but also the Witch Doctor is dead. FamiliaTwin blinks out. Tickle this in a lot of trouble. And Mousecop does have a stun, but not willing to commit against these two pretty farmed heroes, relatively. Well, in fact, we'll switch over to net worth here, although it's still pretty tight at this point. Hankinator has picked up level 6. Timpura sitting in the trees, trying to get that sweet, sweet hook on FamiliaTwin. He does have the blink, though. Will get the hook. Doesn't have the Dismember, and FamiliaTwin is going to blink out. Oh, the crit dagger, though! He's ticking down to the urn! Oh, he's going to go down. Oh, series of disasters. Timpura going aggressively on the Mousecop. Mousecop going to stun. Needs to man up, but Timpura's got the Dismember. He doesn't have any chance. Going to gain just enough health back to stay in this fight. Reg going to leap in. Chrono probably be enough to take out Timpura, and he'll get it. Hankinator probably next on the hit list, although starting to take a lot of damage from Mom Spaghetti. Does have the leap, though. Will be able to backtrack a little bit of damage. Hankinator, oh, he's got the phase boots. He's on the run. Reg's got another leap coming up. Bam, right click. This time it doesn't miss. Mom Spaghetti in a dangerous position. Let's see if Reg wants to man fight him. He does with the Midas and the backup from minTea. Even FamiliaTwin's coming in. Reg's got himself. Ooh, baby, a triple. And it looks like Reg leading his team to victory as COTE actually only about 200 gold from a blink, looking himself to a pretty great timing. Probably going to be able to secure this tower as well, so in the next about 20 seconds could have a blink and a ravage. Meanwhile, minTea did manage to pick up a kill on Pino in the mid lane, expending the ult to do so. And as the game calms down here, let's check in on FamiliaTwin. Looks like he's still working to that Battle Fury as he gets jumped on by Hankinator. Well, he's got no backup. A little bit of a tussle here. No, those heroes are on the same team, so everything is good. Everything is good. Fortunately, 12 minutes and FamiliaTwin pretty far out from that from that Battle Fury. Timpura gonna throw the hook, gonna land on the FamiliaTwin, and he won't get the blink out in time. Starting to take the magic damage from the Dismember, and before he gets the chance to blink out, he will go down. And I mean, I think Reg's done a pretty good job of making space for his team, but unfortunately he can only do so much with the ulti on cooldown, so this is also given COTE, who's just been sitting in the bottom lane, can't afford to pick up the Blink Dagger now, and that's, I mean, the first Blink Dagger reveal is usually pretty much a one fight, so VCA, blah, Hero's going to clean up the tier 1 top, and we'll see if any return action comes out from REG, or, oh, looks like they might go on to COTE here. He's run into the trees. FamiliaTwin rotating down, but he's pretty far away. Tickle This has placed a ward, sitting on level 5 at the moment. Let's check the levels, actually. Yeah, he's the only one in the game hasn't hit level 6. FamiliaTwin still actually struggling for levels as well, as a result of being in that tri-lane and a couple deaths. But yeah, oh, Mom Spaghetti actually gets stunned by Mousecop. Swap, gonna keep him out of position, and I don't think Mom Spaghetti gonna come out of this one. FamiliaTwin been able to slap him down, get a kill. Mousecop gonna TP out. COTE will pop the ult. Screw you, Mousecop. Mousecop actually gonna pop the stick, but it's gonna amount to nothing. FamiliaTwin blinks aggressively on the COTE, but uh-oh, here comes Timpura. Gonna ult on the FamiliaTwin, and PinoSmash gonna drop the death ward with the hook from Timpura, holds him just in place long enough to get the kill. COTE blinks forward, no Ravage, though. Gush on cooldown for a couple seconds, so it's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade favoring REGT. Gold change actually, yeah, no surprise, favors VCA. And looks like it's gonna be Tickle This, just picking up his level 6 on the top lane. A little bit of a tussle here. Hook from Timpura, gonna get immediately jumped out by Reg. Timpura is going deep, ult 3 seconds, gets slowed down by Reg though, starting to take tower damage, but where's the backup? Reg, oh, he will backtrack Timpura. Oh, what? What? Oh. Oh no. Timpura gonna get away with murder there. That's pretty unfortunate for Reg. Meanwhile, minTea gonna go on to Hankinator. Hankinator no lifesteal, so he's just gonna go man up against minTea. He does have max blur? No, he had a single point in blur, so that was a pretty easy kill for minTea. No chance of a return kill really without the lifesteal, so Hankinator going right into the Desolator. Says, who needs lifesteal? We just need killing power. Not sure I agree, but that's his choice to make. And finally, FamiliaTwin gonna find himself some space up on the top lane here to sit back and farm. There are some times where I see anti-mages that get behind like this that actually choose to go into the Vlads first so that they can sustain themselves better in the jungle. But it looks like he's too committed for the Battle Fury, and he's just gonna keep farming that. As actually COTE is our net worth leader right now with that tied Blink Dagger, and it looks like VCA pressure in the mid lane. Probably looking to grab another tier 1 tower while REG is not strong enough to fight. They're going to rotate 5 heroes in. Reg in position. He's going for a Vlad's? For a mech? No, that's got to be a Vlad's. That's weird. Anyway, COTE positioned aggressively. Has the Ravage in 16 seconds, but he's starting to take not that much damage, honestly. With the max Kraken Shell, he's sitting pretty alright. Timpura on the side, gonna throw the hook, working towards that Ether Lens, but not gonna get it. Reg jumps in, Chrono's on the 3, COTE doesn't have the ult quite yet. PinoSmash gonna be the main target of focus. Tickle This comes in with the silence, but it's not gonna quite get there in time. Heroes are gonna disperse. Timpura will deny himself, actually. PinoSmash about to go down. Oh, Reg jumps out just in time, though, taking a lot of damage. Needs the backup of his team. Tickle gonna drop the barrier, but COTE finally comes in with the ult. Came off cooldown. Tickle will go down. Mousecop looks like he's next on the hit list, but it looks like they can't quite chase him. Oh, COTE's gone aggressive. Has the mana boots in just 2 seconds. If he can get the Gush off, this will be a sure kill. And with Hankinator rotating in, maybe to get the slow with a dagger. Gush, dagger, goes down to Hankinator. Claims himself a triple kill. It's gonna be a 2-for-4 trade with a heavy XP. And gold change going the way of VCA, and they seem to just be taking over this early game. FamiliaTwin still managing to, starting to catch up on farm, but instantly Mom Spaghetti gonna rotate in and cause him some problems. He's picking up the arcane boots. FamiliaTwin gonna blink out just in time. Let's check items here. I haven't done that in a while. As I said, Timpura gonna go into that Ether Lens. More than a reasonable pudge item. PinoSmash actually go right into the Ags. Guess he's feeling pretty confident that he won't be interrupted, doesn't need a Glimmer Cape, doesn't need any sort of mobility. And the biggest question mark for me right now has actually been this Midas on Reg. I feel like if you go on Midas and then immediately go into a Vlad's, it's a pretty weak follow-up item. Like, you really want to go into... Oh, meantime, Tickle this going to get hooked by Timpura and dismembered to his death. But I just don't think this this utility Void's going to do enough. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but I think he just needs to contribute more to this early game than the Vlad's is going to allow him to do. And maybe he's building it for FamiliaTwin, but honestly, FamiliaTwin should just build it for himself, because he's going to be the one running around the jungle farming, and he's going to need it the most. He's not going to be in any sort of team fight in the foreseeable future. So anyway, COTE, okay, minTea just blinks out, nothing to see there. Meanwhile, Timpura rotating around, Ether Lens finished. Got that deliciously long hook range available to him. And going to rotate into the mid lane, where only minTea is present. And not much going to happen. Dire Hero's position pretty good, honestly. VCA just kind of sitting back and farming. Don't know if there's any big items they're looking for. FamiliaTwin playing a little cautiously, but slowly but surely, hoping to get that Battle Fury and just start accelerating the farm. Ooh, looks like they're going to claim a D ward, actually. So let's take a look at how the Dire Vision looks after that. And yeah, it don't look good. That was their last ward remaining on the map. But let's go back to normal vision. Looks like minTea's going to find COTE. COTE does have the Ravage. Going to lower the attack damage of minTea, and with the backup from Spaghetti, that's his cue to leave. Timpura going to throw the hook, won't connect though, and they have full sight on him. And starting to take a lot of damage from his own rod, actually. minTea blinks aggressively, throws the Sonic Wave. Reg slows down Timpura. COTE gets pulled back into the silence, but he does get out of it in time. COTE, will he pop the Ravage? He will. Onto Reg. Reg might be able to backtrack that damage. Oh, yes, he will. He's got the Chrono up. He could use it right now. It's going to stop FamiliaTwin, but he's just not able to deal any damage. But all of a sudden, Pino from the high ground comes in with the Death Ward. FamiliaTwin going to cancel it with the Mana Break. Starting to take a lot of damage himself, though. Hankinator about to jump back in, and he will go down. Wow, that was wild. Going to be a 4-for-3 trade unless COTE thinks he can finish off Mousecop. Looks like he wants it. COTE does have the gush. Mousecop can turn and stun, and he will, but there's no way he can fan up against COTE with that Anchor Smash debuff. minTea's come back into the fight, but COTE is already TPing out. I guess that was a complete 4-for-4. Fight recap says REGT came out on top there, and with them being, in general, behind, only by about 3,000, but yeah, an even trade for them at this point is going to end up working out okay. Important thing is I think FamiliaTwin got involved with that kill, got another component of his Battle Fury off that. But yeah, just like I said before, when Reg's got that debuff from the Tidehunter, and indeed any of their heroes at this point, but he chronoed, he just wasn't able to do any damage to the Tidehunter. So until they get some serious damage on someone, they're just gonna... They have no options for this Tidehunter. He's pretty much running away with the game here. He's gonna go into the pipe, and the magic damage from REGT is quite decent. So I think pipe is a solid choice. Not sure if anyone's going into the mechanism here. And indeed, it doesn't look like anyone is right now. So I think the mech, or potentially Greaves, from the Tidehunter would be a little bit stronger. But of course, pipe a decent choice as well. Reg gonna leap out of danger here as heroes are rotating in. Did they have sight on him? They do have a ward here, which was granting them vision of him killing those ancients. And they do see minTea running around the jungle with the double damage until he kills that ward right there. So, net worth, yeah, about a 3k lead for VCA. Not unsurmountable at this point. FamiliaTwin about 400 gold from finishing that Battle Fury, and I think once he gets that, despite it being extremely delayed, actually Hankinator gonna go to, ooh! Ooh! That's a crit. That is a critical. Alright, bottom lane, what's happening? minTea goes aggressively. PinoSmash gonna earn to try to cancel it out. How many points does minTea have from the Poison Dagger? Just 2. Not gonna be enough to put him in any real danger. De-warding happening on the high ground. COTE does have the Ravage up. PinoSmash right behind him with the Death Ward. Reg, though, trying to get a Chrono prevent any of that shenanigans from happening. And if they do layer their spells right, they get the Sonic Wave, they get the Chrono, they get the Static Storm. I think they've got a huge potential to win a fight, but if COTE's not in it, if Pino's not in it, they got problems. FamiliaTwin not in this fight. minTea in danger, gonna blink himself out though. Reg in a decent position to Chrono, but it would only be on Hankinator and COTE, and those heroes are ones they have a lot of trouble killing right now. Actually only 2 points in the blur for Hankinator, so not too bad. Mousecop gonna get slowed. COTE gonna go on with a big ravage. Mousecop gets hooked off to the side. Tickle is gonna drop the Static Storm on top of him, and then with the Chrono from Reg, that's actually gonna be enough to finish off Mom's Spaghetti, but Reg have already lost 2. PinoSmash started to take the damage now. Timpura are gonna rot and dismember onto Reg, and it's gonna be a free, not a free, it's a 3-for-1 trade. In the meantime, FamiliaTwin, did he? I swear the last time I looked at him, he had the exact same amount of gold. Anyway, VCA gonna pick up an easy fight. Gonna be able to claim a tier 2 tower off of it. May even be willing to threaten the high ground. With actually, PinoSmash didn't ult that fight, so given that they still have that, I don't think it's unreasonable at all for them to continue this push. FamiliaTwin has TP in 8 seconds, so he can come back for them. But if VCA managed to take a lane of Brax right off the bat, this is the chance of this REG comeback is not great, and with no ults for quite a while. Static Storm in 35 seconds. VCA actually going to back out here. So they're going to come out. Oh, hook from Timpura are going to miss, and I think anyone that got hooked would have been straight up dead unless Mousecop swaps them. He's picked up level 11, so the swap is quite long range. Timpura off to the side. Tickle this in trouble. He's going to go very quickly from the coup de grace crit. And now hook from Timpura are going to come through. Not going to connect. Hankinator with the dagger slow and the blink strike. Now Timpura are going to drop the ult on the minTea. He's getting dismembered. PinoSmash drops the death ward. minTea. PinoSmash kills minTea, and now PinoSmash picks up the Aghanim Scepter, and now with that bad fight, they're sure to pick up a lane of Rax. FamiliaTwin is trying to counter push, and he'll probably get this tier 1 off of it, but unfortunately they're going to be down a lane of Rax, and going to call a 25-minute GG off of that. I mean, looking at the net worth, okay, now it's about a 10k lead, but I think the aggressive tri-lane, is this GG cancelled? I guess it must have been cancelled since the game hasn't ended yet. Okay, maybe not. They just put a lot of early pressure on that anti-mage, and he was never really able to recover. Reg had, I mean, I could check the net worth in just a second, but I think Reg had he put farm together, but he didn't really, I think the Midas with the anti-mage was a little bit too greedy of a play. I think if he would have used it on an item to give him at least some sort of early game damage, it would have been a lot stronger. And like I said, COTE, not a single death to his name. Flawless play. Honestly, played his lane really well. Put the farm together. Obviously, you know, he had a safe lane solo to himself, but just I didn't see him make any mistakes at all there. And aggressive tri lane from VCA went quite well. REGT just weren't able to put the team fights together, and that's going to be quite a short game. So let's go to the panel and see what they have to say. I'm going to link the mumbles.